Hey everyone, I'm back, and today we're going to be talking about Hundreds of Beavers. And this movie came out in 2022 and is currently on Amazon Prime if you want to check it out. And I really loved this movie. It was very entertaining, very high energy, knew exactly what it was, and honestly, this was a blast for me to watch. I was laughing consistently throughout the entire film, and this movie is a low budget film. It's a $150,000 budget, but the movie does look cheap at points, but it never feels distracting. It always feels like it's part of the joke, and the movie is always self aware about what it is and just goes with it. And you're expected to laugh, and every time it tries to make a joke out of something, it always lands for me. And I love the cartoonish tone. It really complements the film, and the story for this movie is very simple. There's also like no dialogue in this movie, really, at all. Like, there might as well be almost no dialogue in this movie, if not no dialogue at all. And the movie wouldn't really be any different. And it's pretty much all just visual storytelling, and you can pretty much pick up on what the movie is trying to communicate just from the visuals alone for like 99% of the movie. I was never bored while watching this movie. I was really with it. It's an hour and 48 minutes long, and it was thoroughly enjoyable for me. There were two things that this movie kind of reminded me of, and in the first 30 minutes, it kind of felt like my early days of experiencing Minecraft and just trying to figure out how to survive in that because I keep dying in Minecraft, or at least that's how my experience was when I first started playing it. And wasn't very good at it, and just had to figure out how to live. But then I got better over time, and that's pretty much what happens in the first 30 minutes of the movie. It's just our main character just learning how to survive in this environment. And also, another thing that this movie reminded me of was Mr. Bean. And honestly, it's just like, what kind of crazy things can we come up with that Rowan Atkinson can do to be funny? And they somehow managed to pull it off, and they stretch it out to almost 2 hours, and it never got old. It's always entertaining. The movie is in black and white, but personally, that never once bothered me, and it always felt like an intentional choice. And the movie was pretty fast paced, and just about every choice made in this movie added to the film. And the music also complemented the film. It didn't feel distracting, and it was always moving along with the film and adding to the experience. And when characters or I should say animals, die in this movie, they have like a little X's on their eyes to implicate that they're dead. And that was honestly hilarious for me. And there's loads of great character moments in this movie, and just funny, dumb ideas that would be distracting in any other movie, but because of the commitment and what this movie is going for, it just works in this film. And I can almost remember every scene in this movie and what happens, just because of how much this movie left an impression on me. There were also some really interesting shots sprinkled throughout this movie that I really enjoyed looking at, and there's a lot to chew on in terms of like the world that this movie is set in. And sure, it's pretty simple, but there's lots to think about and loads to just like really enjoy. Like the effects, sure, you can tell whenever they're using effects, but they're still fun to look at. And what they're going for is pretty funny. And overall, there was just so much love and care put into this movie that really just makes this movie work. And if that weren't the case, then this movie would be just awful and I would never want to see it again. But they somehow managed to make something that was really fun and entertaining. And honestly, I could show this movie to anyone and they'll probably really enjoy it, or at the very least, enjoy many parts of it. Maybe they would think that some parts are a bit too slow for them, but honestly, I was always with it, and I could totally come back to this movie again. In terms of issues that I had with the film, it was just like the first 10 minutes where I was like, I'm not sure if I'm really with this or not. Like, I enjoy what the movie is kind of going for, but I wasn't really sold on it. But after that point, once the opening, I guess, musical number goes on, and once that's finished, the movie got a lot better for me, and it was just like really fun and entertaining for me. So I would highly recommend that you check this movie out. It should be pretty easy for you to find. Like, it's free to watch on Amazon Prime and just a whole bunch of other streaming platforms. So definitely check this movie out if you haven't seen it yet already. I do think this is a movie that more people should see, and I don't see anyone like hating this movie or really not liking this film, unless this is just like something that's not up your alley. Like, if you're not a fan of something like Mr. Bean, then I don't know if this will be something for you. But that's about all I have to say about Hundreds of Beavers. Loved it, thought it was great, and I'll check it out again. And who knows, maybe I'll enjoy it more the second time I watch it. So, with all that being said, I'm going to give Hundreds of Beavers a 9 out of 10. Thank you for watching my videos. As always, if you enjoyed this review, be sure to leave a like and comment down below your thought of Hundreds of Beavers, and my social media links, they will all be in the description, so follow me there. And last but not least, subscribe to be a part of Foley Nation, and I'll see you when I get my next review up, and it's going to be for, and I'm not sure if I'm going to pronounce this correctly or not, Porco Rosso. I think I got that right. I always try my best, but look forward to that. But until I get that up, thank you for watching and have a great day.